What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? We are going to be reacting to a video by the YouTuber named Omeezy, and his video is titled "The Destiny Allegations Are Nasty." Now, if you don't know who Destiny is, he is a popular political debater who indulges in nefarious activities, and I guess one of his nefarious activities has finally caught up to him. Let's see what the boy Omeezy got to say about this, and I'll give my thoughts.
He has so many victims and he has done this same shtick over and over and over again. Other women reach out to him who are 18 or 19 or 20. He tries to use and abuse them. And unfortunately, I made the mistake of not having had sex with him. Then he threatened to leak non-consensual, illegal recordings of me.
So over the past week, while the world was falling apart, the ice trucks were out, fires were still running rampant, it was freezing weather everywhere. Some big news on the internet kind of flew up underneath the radar. And it involved the internet's most yappiest yapper, Destiny. And I'm not gonna lie, these allegations are pretty damning and they might pack him up for good this time. So this all started on MLK Day / the inauguration day when 2 exposés went out exposing Destiny for some of his wrongdoings and bad behaviors when it came to some of his former collaborators that just so happened to be women. These things involved a lawsuit by somebody in his community by the name of Pixie. And basically what Pixie is claiming is that Destiny befriended her, she befriended Destiny, and through her 19-year-old eyes, she saw Destiny as somebody that was trustworthy. So in some way, shape, form, or fashion, which isn't disclosed in the documentation from what I read, she decided to send Destiny a picture of herself while she was nude, and then Destiny decides to send that picture, that nude picture, to a third party, and that third party plastered that picture all over the internet. Now, we don't know her intent, we don't know.
From what I hear, Destiny probably sent that third party pictures of her to kind of use it as Riz to get the other girl because he was trying to get with the other girl. And to make matters even worse, Destiny has never met the girl he sent Pixie's pictures to. That's crazy. Imagine your explicit photos in the hands of somebody that you don't know, and the person who sent them to that person don't even really know who that person is, but they were still comfortable enough to send a private image to that third party. Imagine using somebody else's pictures for Riz. That's just crazy. So it's interesting because Destiny has always posed himself as this person who might have these virtues or standards or this sense of moral high ground sometimes. He feels like he is well versed in things and championing of women and all these like politically correct stances. He tends to pose as if he supports them. But then when you dig into his personal life, his character and the scandals he's been in is pretty much the opposite. He's a person that values pleasure above anything else. So whatever ethics or moral compass he might have, if something of pleasure comes about at the same time, morality and ethics take a back seat. That's the type of person he is.
I don't know why she held this for so long. We don't know what's going on here, but what we do know is Destiny's screenshots do not make him look like a good guy at all. In one of the screenshots, he talks about potentially paying some bills as a way to get in her good graces and hopefully have her mind at ease while she's getting through all this trauma that he caused. Now, he doesn't explicitly say what the trauma is, but this is...
Now, to be fair, I've seen other videos where Destiny was talking to one of Pixie's close friends to see how to remedy the situation. And I believe one of Pixie's friends suggested that he could possibly help her financially. And I guess that's when he brought it up in this conversation. Just to be fair, not excusing it, but just to be fair.
This is the claim. He's admitting that it's trauma. Oh, no, Destiny. Now, it's sad to say that this isn't the only time that Destiny has done something like this. He gets multiple accounts brought up against him again and again and again.
Destiny was caught up in a scandal involving a competitive StarCraft 2 player called Blue T, who had tweeted out a photo of his genitals. This was in retaliation for Destiny previously leaking nude images of her to his friends on Skype, wherein he laughed at how quote-unquote fucking hideous her face was compared to her quote-unquote beautiful body. In 2021, Destiny had a romantic entanglement with a YouTube streamer named Anna Voir. Anna would go on to become known for insisting, often tearfully, that she was actually in a long-term romantic relationship with Destiny, which Destiny denied, painting her as crazy to his audience. It was later revealed that in fact he was actually sexting her the entire time. Anna threatened to post these sexually charged texts.
If that ain't gaslighting, I don't know what is. Destiny, for some reason, I don't know how he's this magnet that he be getting girls. I don't look. If you feel like you can't get girls, use him as an example. If he can get girls, anybody can get girls. But that's neither here nor there. The fact that this dude is very believable when he's actually trying to denounce something that's true and people actually believe it is actually crazy work. It's a skill that not a lot of people have. The fact that this girl, I guess Anna, was crying on stream, claiming that they were together, and he was like, "No, no, we not. What are you talking about? We not together. You just crazy. You delusional." And all the while they're still sexting. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild? This guy is devious.
Texts to prove that she wasn't crazy and that this was all actually taking place. And in retaliation, Destiny threatened in public to leak her nude photos if she did so.
If you and I had like sexted or something.
Hold on. She threatens to leak conversations to prove that they were an item, and he threatens her he will leak her nudes just to prove herself right. Just to prove that she's not crazy and delusional as he claims she is, to defend herself. He's like, yo, if you try to defend yourself with actual evidence, I'm gonna leak your nudes. How's about that? That's not even a one-to-one exchange. It's like you take 1 inch, that person took a mile. And that person and by that person, I mean Destiny. How does it go from proving we are in a relationship to me leaking your explicit photos? That don't even make sense.
And in retaliation, Destiny threatened in public to leak her nude photos if she did so.
If you and I had like sexted or something or traded nudes and you were like, I'm gonna leak your nudes. And I go, fuck you, if you leak my nudes, I'm gonna leak your nudes. Is that like blackmail or is that like abusive? I disagree.
Destiny has a very bad history when it comes to sharing intimate material of people that he is sexually involved with without their consent, and of using the threat of their release to keep people in line. When people speak out about Destiny's misconduct, the responses vary from silence to dismissal to outright threats of exposing their intimate information and media.
Now, it wasn't that long ago that Destiny showed his true colors. Back in 2023, he went through a divorce in which he basically said to the woman that he was getting divorced that if she were to reveal any details of their relationship or anything like that, he would ruin her life. He sent out what seemed to be threats toward her.
Why do you think that she isn't going to leak or talk shit? Melina will not leak or talk shit about any of this because she knows everything about this makes her look like a f***ing satanic demon. She knows that. She's threatened it a million times. Like, I'm going to start leaking everything. Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay, if you really want to, holy f***. Because my reputation is already zero in regards to our relationship. Everybody thinks I'm a horrible piece of shit. We want to start leaking shit. We can do it.
And now we see him in less than a year's time with 19-year-old content creator taking private, intimate conversations and photos and other things that were supposed to stay between them. At least that's what she was groomed to believe. And then him distributing them.
Did he just say groomed? Can you groom a 19-year-old? I'm asking because I don't know. Can you actually groom a 19-year-old? I know 19-year-olds are not all the way mentally there, but grooming? I don't know if you can groom someone that's technically already an adult. Yeah, I don't know.
For whatever sick fantasies that he could have. And I don't necessarily...
You can definitely manipulate the person and have some form of mind control over a person who is mentally immature.
You want to super give an indictment on Destiny.
I guess that's essentially grooming, right?
And his sexual endeavors, but just because that's stuff that you may be into doesn't mean that everybody else is into it. You can't just get the nudes from somebody and then share them.
It has come to light that Destiny has been sharing intimate private messages, nude images, and pornographic videos with a 19-year-old OnlyFans creator called Rose, who he was sexually interested in at the time. Rose leaked these to a Discord and Kiwi Farms user called Solo Leaks, who may, for all we know, be Rose herself, who then published them to Discord and to Kiwi Farms. These leaks included intimate romantic and sexual DMs between Destiny and Lawrence Southern, who Destiny had long denied being romantically involved with, while she became increasingly present in his public personal life and on stream. These DMs revealed that in fact Destiny and Lawrence Southern had been mutually declaring their love and admiration for each other, including expressing intentions to separate from their respective partners to marry each other. All of this was happening behind the scenes while he was publicly accusing his wife Melina of lying and of being controlling privately when she would express displeasure about the relationship and when she requested that Destiny stop associating with Southern.
Now, as we've seen in other celebrity cases...
Wait, but I thought Destiny and his ex-wife were in an open relationship. See, that whole situation didn't even make sense. They got a divorce because the wife started having feelings for some other guy. And I guess Destiny was doing the same thing, but in public, it made it look like it was only the wife doing some, feelings type of things, having feelings with somebody else. Nah, Destiny's, he's a, He is a nutcase. And for somebody that sits on this or stands on this pedestal as like women's right, all men, well, he doesn't say that, but women's right. And he had this whole arc in his whole streaming thing with the anti-misogyny act, where he was trying to ban people and correct people in their misogynistic ways. And he is showcasing what people he deems misogynists do, but he's doing it in actual practice. He is showcasing it to the utmost degree. How do you take pictures that someone sends you and share it to somebody else that you hardly know? That's devious behavior. It's the act already is already degenerate. Destiny is a degenerate. He believes in degeneracy. And, if somebody is boldly claiming to be okay with sex work, he is in an open relationship, he doesn't really have boundaries because he believes in sexual liberation. So if you are following a person like this, and if you are giving that person of that belief access to you in personal ways, I'm not saying you shouldn't be shocked, but I would just say it's more probable that he could do something like that and not really think what he was doing was bad at the moment, because the pleasure, like I said earlier in this video, is what matters to him ultimately.
Is just like this. When it starts to rain, it starts to pour. Not only was Pixie coming out to say that Destiny did these things where he was disclosing the information, we also saw the woman in the beginning of the video who claimed that Destiny recorded private conversations without her consent, which would be illegal in states like California, and then he distributed those or brought them back up at a later date, again without this woman's consent. And then we have another young lady shown in these screenshots that says, hey, Destiny also has some private information of me, and he has been distributing those things across the internet. Because I know the nature of Destiny and some of the other
Is Destiny the new Diddy? I don't know.
public relationships that he's had online, it seems that he creates some sort of attachment or gets close to these women intimately in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and then totally takes advantage of those situations. He might come off as friendly, he might come off as a sexual partner for them, he might even offer some sort of business deal to them, get close enough to the point where they can exchange these conversations or have private conversations or share pictures or whatever the case may be, all to have this stockpile of what is essentially revenge porn, or at the very least things that would be incriminating or stuff that people just wouldn't like other people to know. Now, of course, when you look for people to take accountability, they're gonna come up with some excuse why not to. Destiny's been blocking anybody that's whistleblowing in this situation, and of course, you would think that his reaction to something like this would be a little bit more frantic, because he himself has been leaked as well, or people that he cares about have also been involved in some of these sort of leaks. Honestly, when I look at Destiny's responses or look at how he's handling these situations, he comes off as nonchalant at best.
Obviously, I'm not going to do a whole deep intro or whatever on all this. I will say that I think a friend of mine's account from that I talked 4 years ago ended up getting compromised, and sometimes you just got to roll with the memes. It is what it is. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Okay. Sometimes it happens.
Now, this wouldn't be Destiny's first rodeo. It's not his first barbecue. He's been on the internet for a very long time, and especially in these past couple of years, he has risen to a new level of prominence that has taken him off of our desktop screens and put him on television screens for our Nana to see. He's becoming one of the more prominent political streamers and content creators in modern times. So some might make the argument that he's no newbie to any sort of controversy. He's gonna take this on the chin, kind of brush it off left, right, and sideways and keep it pushing, because from his perspective, they are all allegations, of course. Trust me, he's done things that are potentially worse than this. It depends on who you ask. That should be things that demean his image, but they haven't done anything. I mean, he's brought Nick Fuentes on stream. He said that there should be some all-right people that mow down, the George Floyd protesters. He also said that he's glad that somebody got their life ended at the Trump rally. And then his first Twitch ban had him showing explicit pictures of another streamer back in the day. So part of me wants to know what situation or what evidence could occur in this sort of allegation season for Destiny that would have him be looked at as canceled. Or
I don't think that exists, because the audience he has cultivated, they are cult-like, and that's not isolated to only Destiny. I think if you see the landscape we're in today, most people who have a following, their followers have a parasocial relationship with that person. So as long as you have a core audience, you're never really canceled, in my opinion. So I think he's gonna be okay. But actually, this might be different because it's been taken to court. I think it's gonna be like a case, and he's gonna actually have to appear in court. Maybe I think it's in litigation right now. So I don't know. I think people like Destiny should be a cautionary tale with this whole idea of sexual liberation and people being in, cahoots with each other. Yeah, let's all be sexually liberated. You don't understand, or you might not know how far someone is willing to go with that whole sexual freedom thing till their view of sexual freedom gets imposed on you. Your sexual freedom might just be like a tenth of what his is. So I would just caution people. Look, the people you meet online, you don't really know them. Some people do form genuine relationships online. But for the most part, if you are seeking to know somebody because of their status, you don't really know them. Even if they bring you into their space, you don't really know them. They can use their power and influence to definitely play the cards in their favor, and then you are ended and leave you in the dust, really. So that's all I want to say about this video. So let me know what you guys thought about the video. Till next time, peace.